Alright guys, welcome back to Frugal Homestead, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing and I'm going to show you the benefits of these mini electric chainsaws. This one's by TomyVic. Now, the first thing I want to say about these is you have to set your expectations to what a 6-inch mini chainsaw can do, honestly. But let's get right into it and see what all's inside here, see what all comes with it. Take that off. I like the case, I'll be honest. Some of these don't come with cases. They do it to make them cheaper. But without a case, I mean, it's hard to put these things away. So, nice plastic case. Keep everything stored, safe. Open her up. Alright, what we got here? Got some quick start operating instructions. Got some cheap gloves. Can't hurt, I guess. Got some safety glasses. Always a good idea when you're using a chainsaw. We got an extra chain. That's very nice. A bottle for bar oil. And of course our saw. Take a look at that, guys. Comes with a chain on it. The safety guide. You got your trigger. Your adjustment. Your lock on the side, so you can pull it and lock it. Just a safety feature. Simple battery slide in. Pretty nice. What else we got here? We got a screwdriver. That is to adjust the chain tightening. We'll have to look at that more. We got a battery. 21-volt lithium. Got a second battery. It's so nice to have two because when one goes dead you can instantly switch. When they just give you one, it's such a pain. But these are both 21-volt lithium batteries. I'm guessing this is our charger. Yep. Nice little wall charger. Now your plug-in for them is right here on top. So you just plug this into that and plug it into the wall. And then we got a wrench so that we can adjust it on the side here, which it is actually really loose. So that's pretty much the basics of it. You take your battery, pop it in there, battery on, no obstructions. And we're off and running. It's just that simple, guys. But a lot of people overlook what these things can do, especially for the homeowner. There's a lot of times when you're out doing different things that these things can come in super handy. So let's go ahead and take this outside and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so before we get started, it's important that you always keep your chain nice and tight. So I wanted to show you how that's done. So you take your wrench here and we are just going to loosen that up. Okay, and then here's where it's hard for me to exactly show you. Right there. See that? I'll try and zoom in. But right there, that's your adjustment screw to tighten the bar outward. You turn it right to turn it out. It takes this Phillips head screwdriver. And all you do is just turn it. You want to make sure it's nice and tight. You want to be able to have a little bit of pull. See that little tiny gap there? That's what you want. You want just a little bit of gap. And then you take your wrench, put it on it, and tighten it up. Very important you keep this chain tight because it will sling off if you don't. It also will cut straighter and keep the chain sharp longer. Because as it loosens, it kind of goes sideways and curls and curves, and it'll dull down the teeth of the blade. So let's get it outside and let me show you what this bad boy can do. Alright, so when using these, you definitely want to have eye protection on because it's going to throw wood chips in every direction. But what I think most people are going to find this most useful for is like trimming small trees or cutting small trees off the ground level so you can mow or weed eat. It works very simply. You pull in the safety on the side, pull the trigger. Now, before you actually lay it into the wood, give it a second or two to catch up. Start spinning. And it's just that simple. It makes short work of these branches. So when you're trimming off small trees like this, you can just cut them back and they'll grow up higher. Now I got to do this to a whole bunch on my property, but you get the idea. I mean, you saw how fast it went right through this peach tree. So go around, you can trim all the trees you want. I would say that you should probably do no more than like a 5-inch with this. I have done bigger. I will say I'm guilty of it, but generally a 5-inch branch, that's about as much as you want to do with this. All right, so another thing we like to use this for, we call small stalk, which is just basically branch material. We don't like to waste a lot. So I cut these up. We usually burn them ourselves. So I'll just put it in the sawbuck. And just cut them up. It's way easier than trying to mess with moving this and chainsaw. These small ones can make short work of these branches. So you can move through a whole wheelbarrow full on a battery very easily, even with harder woods like this. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is our wood burner. It's in a building outside. But I think that everybody has one of these piles I have down here. Whether it's inside, whether it's by your wood pile or whatever. And that's stuff that's too long for your wood burner. This pile builds up throughout the winter, and as you throw them aside, and you wait till the end of the year when you need wood or till the next year to cut them down. That's where these little guys come in handy. Now, I don't advocate for doing it off the side of a wheelbarrow, but as you can see, you can cut them down like nothing. And trust me, I always have a pile of these. And now it's time to talk about my favorite use for it, because this is where it comes in most handy for us, and that's here at the splitter. You always end up with pieces of wood that look like this for some reason. Somebody left a branch attached, somebody left pieces sticking off of them. It's just absolutely annoying. You can try and hatchet them, but it usually takes more than it's worth. And it's done, just like that, simple. Now this one's big and nasty and shredded. You know what a chainsaw does to a shredded limb. But it goes right through it. Look at that, guys. Look how shredded that is. A chainsaw would jump, throw chains, all kinds of stuff going through that. These little things are actually really nice to have, especially in different circumstances like I've shown you. But that's not all, because I cut off little trees all the time with it, or when I drop a tree, I'll give this to my wife Missy. She'll go down through and cut all the small limbs off. I'll take the rest off with my chainsaw before we cut it up. Every man should have one of these in their garage, in their arsenal. Alright guys, so I think you can see it's a quality product. It works great for what you're going to use it for. Don't try and use it for something that's bigger than its use factor. Small stuff, limbs, branches, you know, cutting twigs, cutting stuff off of firewood. Even maybe in construction at some points. I've used this before to cut off the top of a 4x4 or a post when I've had to with some fencing. I've also used it to cut off the end of 2x4s just to cut them off rough when doing construction and stuff, like braces that were in the way of a doorway. It works great for all kinds of small time stuff. Now I don't care if you have a half-acre yard, if you have a suburban lot, or even if you have a big piece of property, this is an excellent tool to have around your farm. Now, everything you saw me cut today was batteries out of the box. So when they're fully charged, they're going to do it way better, okay? You really need to keep the batteries on this thing charged up to get the full performance, the full power. So as you can see, this product is a lot stronger than most people give it credit for, especially when the batteries are fully charged. Now, this was a small example of what you can do with this tool. But at the price point, I think you guys are going to be amazed. I will leave links in the description below to where you can get this product at the best price. And I really think to take the time and buy this for a loved one, when they open it up on their birthday or Christmas, they're truly going to love it. Because I know I enjoy mine. We actually have multiple ones from different companies. I'll be bringing you more videos about these in the future. But if you haven't already, and I don't know why you wouldn't have, go down, hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you see all of our upcoming videos. Make sure you leave us a like. Leave us a comment. Do you have any of these mini chainsaws? If so, what brand? And what do you think of them? And I will see you in the next one.